So it is Friday night, not waiting for my steak to rest for once, having a more basic dinner, going out for rodizio tomorrow, so I will be having plenty of red meat tomorrow. Probably pair a Portuguese red wine there at the restaurant with something, but tonight, just going to talk about some wines I've bought recently. I've been drinking a whole heck of a lot of wine lately, always having some here or there. I did buy a bottle of something that I already had, and it was the best expression of that style I had ever had. Unfortunately, it was expensive, but I did find a brand new store, and it's a little boutique. I would call it a boutique wine store. I have some other things, but mostly wine. Smaller selection, cellar temperature store, similar to Princeton Corkscrew. They even knew the purveyor Princeton Corkscrew, and I bought some of the wines from there. The wine I bought, some of the wines I bought from there is Grosvenor. So Grosvenor, this is the Ribolla. This is the 2015, and I had the 2010 of this, and it's an extended skin contact white, basically an orange wine, amber wine. When I did a tasting of orange wines, this was my favorite. Now, this is the 2010. I bought the 2015. I didn't realize that I had the 2010, and it was phenomenal. Now, it is actually, it is 50 degrees, so this is probably at a pretty good temperature. God, it's so good. I forgot how good that is. Maybe it's because it's the age plus it's funky, but not overly funky. It's got a little bit of tannin, so it's a white wine. How do you explain an orange wine? They leave them on their skins a little longer. They get a little bit of the color from the pigment, and they also gain a little bit of a tannin. I've had some that are too tannic or too sour. So they resemble a really intense sour beer. This is nothing like that. Or they're too tannic and they're too funky, and I would call them, they've gone a little too far, one way or the other. This feels like the perfect version. This has got like tangerine and apricots and texture, so it's got some body to it. I don't know the percentage of alcohol on it. It's 14.5, so it has got some alcohol to it. It's got the delicious factor. Persimmon. This also has age. 15 years of age. I also believe the way he makes these wines is absolutely an ancient technique, where I think he has them in either barrel or amphora, clay amphora, for a really long time. I don't remember offhand, but I knew I wanted another one. The problem is they're $120, $130. But the best expression of this style I've ever had, and I really do like this because it's got that aged character too. 2015's is current vintage, so it comes out already 10 years old. So don't rush out and get this unless you're sort of into this style of an aged white, which I don't know that many people that are. But I would absolutely share this with some people, see if they would like to try it. Anyway, talked a lot about just one wine here. What else did I buy? They talked about this Cabernet. Always looking for a decent Cabernet. It's a sub 40 gravelly loam soil, but it's from Napa, Fianchetto, and I thought it was from a specific part of Napa. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll have to reread it. But it sounded very promising. The winemaking. I think the grapes might come from a certain number of AVAs within Napa. I don't remember, but I'm always willing to try a cab that could be a bargain, and to talk about a sub $40 or $37 one is a bargain. It is what it is. You got to pay for Napa cab, but if you don't have to go to 50, 60, maybe this is a good alternative. When I try it, certainly we'll talk about it. Sometimes, this is a wine from the Jura, and it's a Trousseau. I don't know this one particularly, Arbois Pupin. Don't know much about it. It's a very, very light style wine. And the first bunch of times I had Trousseau, I could have cared less. And then I just sort of sometimes wanted a lighter style wine. When I discovered the Etna wines, Mount Etna, Nerello Muscalesi, started craving those. But I liked those off the rip because they kind of remind me a little bit of a Barolo and a Pinot in all in one. This is lighter bodied, not much tannin. I hate to call it easy drinking, but it is. It's like an easy drinking red that is pretty good. So I'm going to try this one. They're not expensive, so that's also very nice. Very inexpensive wine. I want to say that was $20-ish. I did have another wine recently from Carlisle. Now I don't have it here, so I have a few Carlisle wines. Actually, I think I already did the unboxing on Carlisle. Maybe I did. I didn't. I don't remember. Let's say I did not. I only bought four from Carlisle. One is a Grenache from Rossi Ranch, and I absolutely started to love it. I'm going to be buying more of it every year. And it's not your typical Grenache. It's very, very lighter style. It absolutely tastes like strawberry juice. Walking through a strawberry patch, and strawberries everywhere. The aroma, the taste, it's light. It's just got that delicious factor. I've never had a wine with such a light strawberry taste than that, and I sort of crave it, and it's good. It's got good acid. So this is a blend, this Old Hill Ranch. I forget what it's a blend of, 2022. I can't read the back, so not sure. But when I have it, we'll certainly talk about that wine. I also got a Syrah from Carlisle, Sierra Mar Vineyard, St. Lucia Highland, so a little bit further south. And Carlisle does make some really great Syrahs, so we'll see how this one is. I did buy one of their Zinfandels, and I just wasn't a fan. I think I even did a video about it, and I think I'm just done. Even with the great century-old vine Zinfandels, I've just lost my love for it, and I don't really want it for a while again. So this wine, tremendous white. One of my favorite Greek whites. This is a 2019. This is from Tselepos, Laudia, Santorini, Sitiko. Tselepos has a number of wines. This one specifically, it's got the texture. It's got a little bit of age. I think the last one I had was older. And it reminded me of the Hatzidakis Louros. The Hatzidakis Louros is better, but double the price and 5 times as hard to find. This is about $50. So you're talking a $50 Greek white. I bought 3 of them. Haven't had it in a while. I'm going to pair this with grilled quail. I think that would be an amazing pairing. I will do that sometime soon as the weather warms up. And I really, really, really like this wine. And because the Louros is so expensive and it's unique, it's got kind of the aged white quality. They do a little bit of, I think, longer or batonnage, whatever it is, it's got more texture. This reminded me of it without it being it, and the cost. The other Hatzidakis Sitiko is also very, very good, but more on the acidic side, where you certainly could age them, but I've never found an aged one. The Familia is fantastic, but it's like $40. And there's a few others, Skitali, that's like $60. Then the Louros, you go up, it was $80, $90. Now I feel like it's over $100, and it's just out of control. I think I have one left. So maybe this will fill that void. Yes, $50, so I won't be buying that many of them, but that's the story on that. I think I talked about this one already. I bought a bunch, and there was a whole thing about Chateau Osson, which is a right bank, Class A, top of the line, and this was like a secondary wine they made. It was average. It was average, and it didn't cost much. It's boring, it's dull, it doesn't have much to it. It's a little bit astringent. Drinkable. It's not like I won't drink it. It's not a dumper, but I'm drinking them. I have 1 left out of 3, but I would never buy this again. It was okay. Very, very, very average. And what do I got here? So just a standard Ramirez de la Piscina Reserva 2018. Not super exciting. Talked about that numerous times. Still a great wine for great value. But this one is the Grand Reserva. So instead that would be about $20. This is 40. This is far better. This is the 2016, so it's got some age on it. This is a great, great, great Grand Reserva for $40. So you want to do better than this, you're going to go Lopez de Heredia. and it'll be about a 2012. I think it's going to be about $55. Different taste. That has an older world, lighter style. This will be a little bit bigger, slightly more unctuous, but still Rioja, so Tempranillo heavy with some other grapes mixed in, of which could be numerous. So I only know one store that has it, and I was near it. And for $40, I couldn't not buy it. At the new store I bought this, just saying, hey, it's $25, 20 Lusac from Saint-Emilion, so right bank, one of the villages, 2019, I don't know anything about Chateau Lagrange, and inexpensive. So I'm sure this is mostly Merlot, probably a little bit of Cab Franc. I don't know exactly what the grape varietals are in it, the percentages. I know those two, the ones probably in it. And we'll see how it is. I am always looking for that next $25 case type of buy to have. And haven't bought a wine like that in a really long time. And last but not least, Mas de Damas Gassac 2022. This is from Languedoc, so south of France, and this is like a Bordeaux style in the south of France. I forget the name of this guy, but he's a character if he's still alive. He was in the movie Montevino, super wine geeky movie, and he hated Robert Parker, and he hated the whole establishment of wine and ratings and everything. And I found his wine many years ago. I think it was like a 2012. It was fantastic. The first time I've seen his wine in a while. I think this is not cheap, but he's trying to be the Bordeaux of the South. Very charismatic guy, passionate guy for sure, opinionated guy from the movie. Haven't seen the movie in a while, but he was one of the main characters in it. And I remember his red being fantastic, so I'd like to try it again. This is 10 years later. I've only had it maybe one other time, so it'll be fun to try. Been drinking a bit of tequila. I did buy this, the Casa Noble Regular Añejo, and it's solid. It does nowhere compare to the Casa Noble Añejos of old. There's no way this is aged as much as the ones in the glass, the black ceramic glass that used to leak, unfortunately. And it's nowhere near as good as this Marquis bottling. This is the Marquis. Yes, triple price, $150 to $50, but this was far better. Not that that's bad. It is not bad by any stretch, but that's just far better. Bottle of yellow chartreuse. This stuff is insanely difficult to find. Green chartreuse is insanely difficult to find. With the whole cocktail revival, these have become very difficult. They're only made by some group of monks or religious folks in France. Very difficult to get. They've gotten very expensive. They're $60, $70. I don't drink a glass of this. I use it in cocktails. There's a handful of cocktails I really enjoy with green chartreuse. One of my favorites is called Neptune's Wrath. I have a few recipes for yellow chartreuse, so now I have the bottle. The store had a bunch, but if you go to most stores, they have no chartreuse. They just happen to have a bunch at this one store. Same store I got the Grand Reserva. I also bought a rum. So tequila prices are going up. Bourbon prices are out of control. Certain single malt scotches are out of control. Certain Irish whiskeys are out of control. The costs are crazy. So what are we looking at? Well, if you're a hard liquor drinker, there's definitely still some tequilas that are a good bargain. There are. Like $60 for that Casa Noble is very good. Some El Tesoro, very good. Cascanas is a little bit more money, but still extremely good. Fortaleza, you're going to pay a lot. Still great, but a lot more money. Rum, great category. And yes, there's a touch of a sweetness when they make rum from molasses, but when they distill it out of their sugarcane juice, not molasses, the byproduct of sugarcane juice, you get rum agricole, and this is rum JM from Marnique. This is their VSOP. I have a number of their rums, and they have more of a lighter style, cognac-esque flavor is the best way I could explain it, but lighter. And it's still rum at the end of the day, but definitely a different expression of rum. They taste night and day different than a rum distilled from molasses. So great producer. This was $50. I could easily make a rum Negroni out of this, and it'd be fantastic. And that's what I was thinking about when I bought it, or any other variation. I could probably drink that straight as well, and it'd be great. So, last This is Don Fulano's Imperial. So this is Don Fulano Tequila's highest end extra añejo. They had this category, which is 3+ years of aging in barrel. This used to be one of my favorite tequilas of all time. In a similar bottle, the one I had last here didn't taste great. I think over so many years it degraded. I wanted to give this another shot. I like Don Fulano Añejo. I think it's a fantastic tequila. That's about $80. This was, I think, $165, so double. I believe this is aged 5 years. Maybe it's changed over time, but I'll do maybe another tequila video because I have another amazing tequila in my closet, as well as a Jose Cuervo Reserva del Fima from 2004. So if I want to do a little bit of lineup like I did last time, maybe I'll put a bunch of tequilas out again and do the same thing. So that's what I've bought recently. Big mishmash of random things. I think I got a Silver Thread order coming in soon for probably just gonna get some Rieslings. I think I have a Sheldrake. I think I have a Sheldrake coming too. But mostly looking for just Rieslings from those places right now, out of the Finger Lakes. And I think that's it. Still on the lookout for a number of different wines, but not going hot and heavy on anything particularly. It's starting to get warm, and we'll see what the spring and summer bring, and if I turn on to any other different style of wine or liquor. So I've been doing about 99% wine for about a decade. I think I've changed that a little bit more cocktail, a little bit more nice liqueur on the rocks. I've revisited some bourbons. I do miss bourbon. It's just, to get anything with an age statement, the prices are just astronomical. And it's fantastic stuff, made in America and a whole bit, but just so expensive. And I believe it's because the collectors have gone bananas. So whatever that effect is, it's a little unfortunate. There's a lot of great stuff out there won't get tasted because of the cost and the limited supply and the availability. So let's end it on a down note. Just warmed up a little bit. An orange zest thing. Apricots are so pronounced. Such a unique wine. But God, do I love it. I really love this thing. I won't be buying many more. And I don't know what I would even... I love to drink this alone. I don't know what I would pair it with. Probably some type of charcuterie, maybe some olives, some salty, briny foods might work here. Because of the acidity, the little bit of funk, certainly the age. I'm curious what the 2015 tastes like now. So maybe one night what I'll do is I'll do a Coravin of both the 2015 and 2010 and just see what the variance is, what the delta between these two. So it's been a long time, super long video. And as I try some of these, certainly I will talk about them. Definitely the Cabernet. I think everybody's always looking for that next great Cab. In the world of people want freshness and acidity and lighter style wines, I still see people buying Cab all the time. Pinot Noirs too, but gosh, there's so many bad Pinot Noirs. So many bad ones. Okay, have a good night.